Welcome everybody to another hour of miniature goodness, and today we are back with the chess set. Can everybody just tell me if you can hear me okay and the sound is working? All the mini goodness. All the mini goodness. Obviously you can hear me then. So I'm going to say hello to everybody. Hello Michelle. Michelle is first today, even before Scorpler. Hello Scorpler, my lovely. T-Y's in the house. We have Umbro's in the house. I hope you're well, Umbro. And we have anyone else I can see so far? No, no one else so far. Okay, so today we are moving back with our chess set. And what we're going to do is work on the dwarfs. Now, I've got this old... this is the Warlord range, which comes on a square basis. You can buy these packs of 9 miniatures from Reaper Miniatures. So these are old school, and they go with the goblins that I've done. So of course we finished off the goblins with the base in, and they look fab. So they just need painting up at a later date. So we're just going to crack on and make some nice dwarf bases for our Warlord miniatures. Now, I thought I'd open a pack of miniatures on my show because I wanted to show you how I open a pack. Maybe you might not ever have seen me do it. All I do is I take my little craft knife, go to the side of the pack, and I slit all the way around the bottom of my pack of miniatures. That way I keep the blister pack nice and tidy, and I can use it for putting glue in and all my other items. Makes a little tidy box. So waste not, want not. All my blister packs get used for putting gravel, glue, snow, all sorts of stuff. Hello Philip, how are you? And Stronghammer, welcome Stronghammer. So what we got here is our very, very awesome old school dwarfs. Now, I don't know if any of you played the Warlord game. It's similar to it's Reaper Miniatures version of Warhammer, but we're talking the old Warhammer. We're not talking Age of Sigmar. We are talking old school classic goodness using your metal miniatures. Now, these are absolutely beautiful sculpts on each of these miniatures. Let's see if I can zoom in and get a bit more focus for you. These are old school dwarfs, absolutely. No, a bit more. Go back a bit. There we are. Absolutely, you got the old classic dwarfs there. Nice big beards. This pack of dwarfs, I think, is about £36 on the website. But you do get a mixture of shields. Hello, Nath. How are you? See, Nath knows how to get my attention. He cheers before he says anything. What's going on? Oh, I know. I'll just give him a cheer. That'll wake him up. So what you do, you get a little sets of different shields and lovely items like this. Sorry, I got a message saying to thank somebody. I was just thanking Nath. So what we get in the blister pack is some lovely shields, and you get different weapons as well. And these are going to be for all our dwarfs. But today we're not going to concentrate on that. What we're going to do is concentrate on getting our dwarfs based and ready. Now, all I'm going to do is prep up the dwarfs. I'm not going to add the shields. I'm not going to add the weapons, because we'll be working on our bases. Now, I am going to be changing. Let me get my focus back. There we are. You can actually see what I'm doing. Now, these dwarfs come with 1-inch bases, which is fantastic. But as you can see with the goblins, I put them onto 32mm bases. So to keep the chessboard all unique, we shall be adding our dwarfs to 32mm bases as well. So the chessboard looks nice and even and fantastic. So I shall put that over there. I'll just get these bases prepped up. We only need 8 of these, and we only need 8 of the dwarfs as well. but I'll prep up the 9 because not only will I be using my miniatures for the chess set, I'm doing them in such a way I should be able to use them in my dungeons and my games as well. So not only can they be used for my chess set, they're going to be multi-purpose dwarfs. So we just need 8, but like I said, I've got 9 in the pack, so I will prep up 9 today, just so they're all the same. I'm just taking a little bit of this. Each one of these bases has got a little bit of a attachment still where they were made in the mould, so I'm just getting rid of them. Just using my craft knife to get rid of the little mould lines there. Now, if any of my goblins are interested in playing chess with the rest of the goblins, we do have now a chess club in the Goblins of Mordor Discord channel. It is run by Philippe. He's also put me in there as a supporter, but Philippe is the main person who started the chess club in the Discord channel. All you got to do is go into the Discord channel, you'll see the chess club, and you'll see the link to the website that we all play the games on. I can't remember offhand what the name of the online service is. I'm sure Scorpio will know. Hello, Agent Marvel, how are you? Now let me get these out of the way. Now I started playing chess, like I said, I think I told you before, I was about 5 years old. My dad got me this book over here. Let me show you the book. My dad got me this book way back in the 70s, and that's how I learned chess, and I still got the book, which is amazing. I started replaying chess a few days ago. Started on level 1, absolutely fantastic. Level 2, fantastic. I played the artificial intelligence on level 3, and I went straight back to level 2. I got wasted, absolutely wasted. But chess is an amazing game, absolutely amazing game. Scorpia's been playing it, and she's been getting better and better every day. It's not going to take her long before she starts kicking my butt in chess, I think. We got some fantastic miniatures for the chess set. These are the miniatures I am going to use for the Rooks. Let me see. I'm sorry about the zoom and everything. I have to do it manually because these cameras aren't the best for close encounters. But we got 2 of these, and these will be good for the castle's Rooks. So what we're going to try and do, I'm going to try to make a wooden tower for the Rooks there. I think they'll be fantastic. But what we're going to work on today is our little dwarfs. Now, my idea is I want dwarf architecture. So we're looking at shields. Now, on my little goblins here, I put little stakes. What I want to do for the dwarf base is the same principle. We're going to have all that bulked up on the back of the base so we can stick our little dwarf in. But the front of the base, I'm going to actually make some shields, like a shield wall for each base, just a small shield wall. So what we're going to do is use some balsa wood, and I'm just going to actually put one of my miniatures on there for a size reference. Oh, thank you for subscribing. Ambignostic. And welcome. So what we're going to do, we're going to start making some nice little shields, and I'm going to have 2 shields on the front of each of my bases. The dwarfs also come with shields, so these are like those like when you see on the battlefield, you've got those wooden. Now the historians here will know the correct name for what I'm trying to say. It's like a little wooden shield that they hide behind, like a little barricade, I suppose. So what I'm going to do is I am going to start cutting off some of my balsa wood. Let me see if I can get the camera so you can see what I'm doing. It's a very simple idea, but once it's on the base, it looks fab. So what we're trying to do is get a flat side. Now we're trying to give each of my dwarfs the same look on each base. So we want that square type architecture. So what we do is, we don't want it too high, but just enough that we can see what we're doing. So I'm just going to go across here, take some off. There we go. Trying to read all the messages here. Right, so what we've got is a tiny weeny little piece of balsa wood. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to cut these to size. And what I'm going to do is, it's going to be quite difficult to see this today because it's very small. Let's see if we can get closer. There we go. Now all they are little shield walls on the front of the bases. So we've got one there. We just use that one for size. There we go, we can just go along now. Very simple. If you're going along the grain, it cuts very easy. Okay, so these are going to be our little shields. I'm trying to show you, give you an idea of what I'm trying to achieve here. Is we'll have two pieces of the balsa wood will be stuck on the front there. Now all we need to make this look quite dwarven is on each side of our balsa wood, we just cut a little angle out. So all we're going to do is just freehand it and just go across. It's nice and soft, pliable balsa wood, and it'll give us that like dwarven look to the front of the shield. So we've got a little, a bit like a little tombstone really. There we are. So we've got like a little tombstone effect going, and what we'll do is we'll have two on each base, and that'll look like little shields on the front of the base. So what I'll do is I'll quickly go through these. We need quite a few of them actually, so let's have a look how many we got there. 2 for each base, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So we just need another 4. Yeah, balsa wood. Yes, that's not a problem, Muse's Touch. Nothing like watching the Goblins of Mordor while you're at work. Is that different than basswood? Yeah, this is balsa wood. This is just very, very light, very thin. You get it from all the craft shops. Of course, Mighty Lancer Games probably sells balsa wood in bulk at their shop as well. But any model shop or hobby shop should sell balsa wood, and it's fantastic for adding all sorts of things to your miniatures. You know, if you want to make scratch built houses or all sorts of stuff. And because it's so soft, it's very easy to cut through. And that is a super bonus. I mean, you can't do this with ordinary wood with your craft knife. So yeah, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and just one more for that 9th. There we are. Yeah. I use the only boards and wood I use, like for my bases, I'll use MDF board, and there's no way I can cut through that with a craft knife. Like I say, I've never tried the base wood, unless that is like an MDF type board. I'm not sure. But balsa wood, it's not too expensive. I haven't bought a pack of balsa wood in many years. I've had balsa wood lying around in my workshop for years and years. So, you know, when you buy things from the model shops, you just buy it and then you think, oh, I'm going to make something with that, and then 10 years later it's still in the cupboard. So, but like I say, as you can see with this craft knife, I'm just cutting nicely through each one, and it gives it a nice little angle. We're just trying to make it look a tiny bit dwarven. So by just adding a couple of tight angles, like I say, I am working with tiny pieces today. I don't know how well you can see it all. I'll be happy if I can get all these little dwarfs all based up. It shouldn't take too long to get these little dwarfs based up. If we get the dwarfs based up, I've got the knights to do as well. Now, my dwarf knights, they're going to be bear. They're bear riders. I've got 2 different bear riders, which I think will be fantastic for knights for the chess set. So they're going to be fantastic. I get a bit worried that doing these little crafty type streams might be a little bit too boring for you all, but just you popping in and saying hello is fantastic. Big Tough Pete, hello. It's nice seeing all this. Every time I do a stream now, I'm starting to see new names pop up, and it's really nice to see all these different people just popping in. Like I say, just popping in for 5 seconds is fantastic, you know. I mean, if you love Reaper miniatures or anything to do with miniatures, you found the right place to have a chat with people. I mean, all my goblins in chat, they are awesomely friendly, a super friendly bunch of people. All very talented people as well. Okay. Right, I think that's about... Oh, there's one there. Almost done with all these, and as you can see, they look like little mini tombstones now. But there's another thing we have to do to these before we can actually start adding them to the base. I don't know if any of you, well, quite a few of you actually watched my video on the making of the Rohan house, where I made the floor for Rohan. But what we're going to do is exactly the same thing with the balsa wood for these shields. Now, even though it's balsa wood, we still need to try and put an indentation I can't say the word. Try to make a print of the bark on the wood. I was trying to say indentation. There we are, indentation. Oh yeah, you can tell I went to school. Okay, so what we're going to do, I got this little dentist tool, and it's fantastic for score the wood. Thank you, Michelle. I love you so much. Somebody knows what I'm up to. Somebody understands me. Hello, Mighty Lads of Games. I hope you are well. You've been busy putting all the WizKids miniatures up for sale. And I absolutely love that Alien game. I don't know if anyone knows that there's an official Aliens board game just been released. Mighty Lads of Games has just got it in stock. I just happened to be looking on Mighty Lads of Games website today for some paints. And there it was in their new section. I was like, oh no! Because it's the Aliens board game. And it's absolutely... The miniatures look amazing. Absolutely amazing. Oh, you've been here for a while, have you? Well, I'm sorry, Mighty Lads of Games. I've been busy looking at other things. Yes, well, I'll watch the unboxing of that Mighty Lads of Games. And also remember, I will always say this because it's such a good deal. If you do become a patron of mine, even if it's just a $1, even if you become a $1 patron, you get 10% off every single purchase from Mighty Lads of Games. I mean, that's supporting me, it's supporting them, it's good for everybody. So if you live in the UK or if you live in Europe, because I know Mighty Lads of Games do post to Europe, it's well worth it. And of course you can join my service on my Discord and you can do tons of things, talk to all the lovely goblins, and well worth it. So all I'm doing is I am following each line down. Now I know it's tiny and I do apologise that you probably can't see anything I'm doing. Let's see if I can zoom in for you and get some focus. Let's see if this will work. It's a little bit better, but as you can see, there we are. See, I've been putting the little lines. What we're doing, we're just scoring a few little lines going along the grain of the balsa wood. And what happens is when you put an ink wash or you paint over this, it'll look fantastic and it'll actually look more wooden than it really is. Even though it's wood, it'll make it look real, more realistic. So what we're going to do is just add that to each one, as I've done there. You've just got the lines going along. And it just really adds to the shield and makes it look more realistic for your wood. So what I'll just do it here while I'm close up. And we're just little wavy lines going along. You're not pressing too hard, but it just leaves enough that when you put the ink wash onto the balsa wood, it will soak into the recesses, and it really does give a beautiful effect for any wood effects you're doing for your miniatures. Change my fingerprints, love it. I actually am surprised I've got any fingerprints left. I'm big gnostic. The amount of super glue I get stuck onto my fingertips, I think I've actually peeled most of the skin off my fingertips from the super glue in the past. Yeah, so just scoring the wood. I mean, absolutely simple little thing I'm showing you today, but it all helps. It's all crafting. It's all to do with miniatures. If anybody can take anything from any of my shows, then it's totally worth me doing what I do. Even if it's down to just scoring a tiny little piece of balsa wood to make it nice. I mean, you could use that for all sorts of things. what you got to try and do as well is you're making wavy lines, but you don't want to cross the lines. You want to try and keep each line in like a little wavy type of pattern, like a wood grain effect. But the key is not to cross over the lines if possible. It can be quite a tricky one. Get in there. What I'm going to do, TY, is I'll quickly show you again. This is going to be the base here. There's the base there. I want one here. One's going to be just there. One will be here. So they're going to be like at the front of the base, and they're going to be angled because I'm going to have my air drying clay behind them, so they'll be pushed up against the clay, and then with this with the clay I can actually put the miniature in as well. So each one will have, like on the goblins here, at the front of the base I got 3 of the little spikes. So the front of my dwarfs, they'll have like a shield wall. There we are, shield wall. I'll be able to show you in a minute. I'll just get these little marks done, and then we can crack on and move on to my basin of the dwarfs. Oh, would help if I was in camera though, wouldn't it? There we are. So I'm going to do them on the table now. You get the gist of what I'm doing. I'll just quickly go through these. When you're on my Discord or on my Patreon page, if any of you have got any ideas what you'd like to see in the future, don't be shy. Tell me what you'd like to see. I mean, on the Sunday shows, it's all WizKids miniatures. Thursdays are for my Reaper miniatures, of course. Tuesdays can be for anything. At the minute, I've been doing lots of Lord of the Rings, but it can be for Star Wars, it can be for Mantic Games, any company really. And also, if you've got anything you'd like to see or have, just let me know. I'll be quite happy to make specialized shows for anybody who's interested in anything. Just remember though, I am doing everything to just basic standard. If you're looking for pro painter for showcase standard, there's hundreds, well, thousands of people doing that. I mean, you just got to follow Reaper and you find all the fantastic people doing their painting shows on there. My idea is to try to show people how to get their miniatures done in bulk for gaming, because it's all fantastic doing showcase standard miniatures. Everybody would love to do that, but that doesn't mean you're not going to get your miniatures up on a tabletop, I would never get anything done if I painted like that all the time. So I try to go to a level and then stop, so I can actually put things in my games. I mean, we all want to be absolutely fantastic miniature painters. I see myself as a stepping stone to let painters learn, and then they can move on to a higher class show. So I'm like the middleman, where you'd start your miniature painting and get some ideas from me, pick up the basics, maybe learn a few more things, and then you can watch the other shows. You can advance, a bit like playing chess. As you get better, you advance to that next level, and that's how I see my miniature channel. I want to introduce more people to the channel, of course, but I know there's only a certain limit I go to, and people want more of everything, so they can move to another show. Thank you, TY. You know what I'm trying to talk about. You know what I'm trying to say. I mean, I absolutely love what I do. I think you all know that. Okay, let's get some of this. I got a little bit of this Fimo Clay. It's absolutely beautiful stuff. Now, this is Fimo Air. Let's get this back so you can see. There we go. That's better. Now let's get the focus back, and you can see even more. There we go. Now this is Fimo Air Light. Absolutely fantastic. I use air drying clay, but if you're posting miniatures, this is a lot stronger than posting with air drying clay. And of course it dries in the air. You can actually put it in the microwave to harden it, but it is an air drying clay and a lot more stronger than air drying clay. So I'm actually enjoying this more now for use for my miniatures. Now what I do, I've had this for months, and all I do is I store it in one of these little containers I pinched from the kitchen. It's just your normal airtight container. All you got to do is wrap that in some paper, into a plastic bag, of course, and put it into your airtight container, and that will last for months and months and months and months. And that's really good. So what we'll do is just take a little chunk off, put that back in the pot. Now, I just take little chunks off, and with our bases, let's go over here, trying to find the center point. Where am I? There I am. Now all we're doing is adding little chunks to each of the base, and we're just pushing it down with our fingers, the same as we did the goblins really. What we can do is we can sculpt it later, but what we're doing is we're using this air drying clay really to support our miniatures and to add these little shields to the front. Once this is dried, it'll come away from the base, and all we do is we PVA glue this back onto the base, and then we add sand over the whole top, and that'll give you this lovely effect like I've done with the goblins. So we're doing exactly the same but with our dwarfs. So what we're going to do here is move some of the clay to the back of the base, because we want our dwarf at the back. Now the shield is at the front, so we're going to actually push the dwarf into the base. And then we're going to add these little shields. Now the shields, we just push the clay back. Okay, so that's all we need to do for our base so far. So all we're doing there is we're adding 2 shields to the front of the base, and then the back, the dwarf is nicely sealed inside the clay. Once this is all dry, we re-stick the base, and then we cover it in sand, and that's all we need to do for our main pawns for our chess set. It's a very, very simple task, and once it's done, it looks absolutely fantastic. It's just a nice way to add a little bit more to the base, and because our pawns are front facing each other, we want them to have those shields on the front like we've got the spikes on our goblins. So I'll do that with the rest of our little dwarfs. Yeah, these are my pawns. These are my pawns, TY. If you look at I'm sure you must have seen my set for the goblins. Right, this is how I've done the goblins. See, there's some all at the back there. We got the rook. We got the bishop. Oh, sorry, bishop. We got the knight. We got the knight. We got the bishop, king, queen, and of course we got the pawns. Absolutely beautiful. Like I say, all I've got to do is get them all painted up now. Now the chess set, the actual board for the chess set is going to be huge. This clay is fantastic to work with. I do like it. It's not messy as well. I mean, somebody said I had, I can't remember what it was now. I had little orange fingers last time. Cheeto fingers from when I was using my air drying clay. Well, I think it's going to be big enough. I mean, like I said, the chessboard is 2 inches by 2 inch squares. So we're talking it's going to be quite a large chessboard, and it's also going to be mounted on another board as well as a diorama. So it will look absolutely amazing once it's finished. Yes, yes. Muse's Touch. They do look like little gravestones, don't they? So you could actually use them for gravestones. I mean, in the whole, there's endless possibilities what you can do with balsa wood. You could actually make a nice little gravestone diorama with all your little pieces of wood. And this is why I like working with balsa wood, and it's also fantastic talking to you guys because you can give me ideas as well, and this is what's so cool about it. Everybody gives fantastic ideas on what you could possibly do, or new ideas into, the world is our oyster for doing anything, and this is what's so fantastic about everybody that's is in the Goblin army. They put all these fantastic different ideas up in the Discord channel, and that sparks ideas off for everybody then. We still haven't put our Christmas lights up, by the way. We got our Christmas lights, and they're still in the box. How bad is that? What is it? It's the 10th today, and we still haven't put our Christmas lights up. I take it everybody else has got their Christmas lights up. Oh, good, Michelle. Sometimes life can be a little bit too busy, and also it's nice to have your Christmas lights up, but I'm not gonna see my parents this year, and they're not gonna come over and see me because of all this virus thing. But me and Claire, we still love to see decorations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm missing one. I am missing one. I got 9. There you are. Base was hiding from me. Like I say, I got the Reaper miniature pack comes with 9 fantastic little dwarfs in it. So I'm still going to make the 9 up exactly the same, even though I only need 8 for chess. Thank you for subscribing, Muse's Touch. How awesome are you? Yes, Agent Marvel. There was a time years ago where I used to do exactly the same. I used to have all the lights around all my display cabinets, but we had the floor done in our lounge not long ago. We changed from a carpet to a wooden type floor, so what I did, I took all the decorations down that were around my miniatures. And what will happen now that the floor's been done is I will end up putting the fairy lights all around the miniatures again, and they will be left permanently. Because it just looks so fantastic. Also, when you've got a midnight snack run, I mean, I'm sure most of you are like me, where come 1 o'clock at night you get a cookie rush. So you need to find cookies in the kitchen or anything, a little snack. So when you've got these little fairy lights dotted around the house, it gives you a nice little guiding tour to where the kitchen is. So you don't knock over or step on the cat or trip on the dog while you're hunting for cookies in the middle of the night. So having fairy lights is very handy. Okay, let's get the rest of these little dwarfs stuck in. Snack lights. Yeah, awesome. I think everybody knows how much I love cookies. I have to wait until Claire's asleep. Once I hear that first I know I'm safe. Nath, no, what it is with Fimo Clay, what the idea of Fimo Clay is I put all my miniatures into the clay, so I'm getting so what I'm doing, I'm working out where I want my miniature on this space, okay? So the first part is we're just getting the bases all prepped. Now what we do, once I've got all my miniatures stuck into the clay, we shall leave these miniatures for a couple of days. That Fimo Clay will go hard, of course, and then it will come away from the base. It already does because it's quite dry. What we do then is we PVA glue the Fimo Clay back onto the base in the exact spot we want all our miniatures, like we're doing now. And then we just add some sand, PVA glue some sand over the top of the base, and we're good to go. But it does take a few days for this PVA Fimo to dry. I can't speak. We tried the Christmas tree. And you know, Reaper Miniatures. The last few years, we've had those little ornaments, the little balls, the little, like, our cats have just shredded them. The cats have just shredded them. I really need to start filming my cats doing crazy stuff with miniatures. Yeah, so using Fimo Clay, especially on these type of miniatures, you know, when they got the lip, it's fantastic because what you can do is you just push the miniature into the Fimo Clay. So with the Fimo Clay, you know, like we've got the rolling pins I was showing you before from Mighty Lancer Games, the green stuff build rolling pins. You could actually make all your tiles, all your bases with those rolling pins. If you use the Fimo Clay, you can roll out all those tiles for your bases, and then all you're doing is, because of these old miniatures here, you can just stick your miniature into that base, and it will set there nicely, which means you've made that custom base nice and simple. It's a great way of adding custom bases to your miniatures. Okay, so what we're doing now is just adding the shields to the front. I just want each miniature to have 2 types of shields on the front of the base. And I say I'll be adding all these shields and the arms once everything's dry. So it's a very simple process, but like I say, it's a very simple thing to do, but it looks fantastic once it's done. that's good. Knife. What we're doing is just getting everything ready for gluing. So we're just going around each base, adding our little shields. And once that Fimo has dried, then we glue it onto the base. So we're just looking for where we want all our little bits and bobs to go on our bases. It's just a simple process. And of course, again, I referred to the goblins. This is exactly the same thing I've done with the goblin. There we are. That base there, that's Fimo Clay on the base. And then I've added some matchsticks, which I've crafted into little spikes. Then of course we've gone over with the PVA and then added some sand, and it's just had a primer coat. But again, very simple way to do things. I did the same here. And of course we got our Rooks, where I've added some bricks around, and that's an absolutely beast of a miniature, and that's going to look absolutely amazing on the chess set. And the same with the Knights as well. The Knights, again, I've used Fimo Clay for the bottom of the bases. Then I've stuck some little bricks and gravel into the Fimo Clay. And then I've put PVA glue. I've also added some skulls to the base as well, so we've got some skulls in there as well. And then I just PVA glued over the Fimo Clay, added some sand, and you've added just a primer coat. And it looks fab. I mean, when you see it here, you think, oh, was it worth watching the show just to see that? But then it turns into that, and you're like, oh, okay then. Okay then. There is method to Mikey's madness. Now on Sunday I will be going back to the WizKids shows. Now I've just received the WizKids Wave 13 from WizKids Games. Now we've got Magic the Gathering, all their unpainted miniatures to unbox. That'll be on Sunday, and we've also got all their new Wave 13 miniatures for Dungeons and Dragons and Pathfinder. So that'll be great fun to unbox all those miniatures. What I'll do is I'll put each miniature on a little 360 wheel, and we just go through each miniature together, just have a little look at what's new and what are the miniatures like. I mean, this is the thing, I absolutely love seeing all the miniatures, so that'll be great fun. Okay, on to the last two now. Last three, sorry. Yes, there's some nice miniatures in Wave 13. the thing with it is nowadays there's so many different companies doing miniatures now. I mean, I collect the Star Wars Legion miniatures, the Lord of the Rings miniatures from Games Workshop, Romantic Games miniatures. I play Dead Zone. There is an endless amount of miniatures on the market now, not including all the companies and the small companies doing 3D miniatures on your printer. So it really is a very, very busy time for the miniature companies. Okay, so that's as simple as it gets for these miniatures. All we've done there is added our little shields to the front of the bases. Once that's dry, I shall add all the hammers and all the shields to the actual dwarf miniatures, and I will base them exactly the same as I have done with the goblins. But because they got those shields and I've made them look kind of dwarvenish with their shape, it will look much nicer on the other side of the battlefield. That's not a problem, Philippe. Okay, I want to give a quick promotional shout out to Kwood Publishing. I received his new book today that I backed on his Kickstarter. This is Monsters of the City, Sins and Virtues, an absolute must if you're a huge Dungeons and Dragons fan. I have been using all these. I've been using all these books in all our campaigns, or Claire has, of course, Scorpler. And again, it's of course he's signed it for me. Thank you for the support over the years. And of course, the book is full of absolute gorgeous. It's fully illustrated throughout. It's absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Now, I'm not sure if Mighty Lancer Games has this book in stock. They did have the last two books that Andrew Kwood did on his Kickstarter. I'm sure they will get more in stock. This has just been posted from Andrew to myself. But if you are a Dungeons and Dragons fan, this is an absolute joy. All his books so far have just been so fantastic. You can find Andrew Kwood just by typing Kwood Publishing in your Google hotbar or your website. I'm sure if Claire's there, she can give you a link in the chat. If she's there, if she hasn't fallen asleep. Yeah, she'd fallen asleep. I can guarantee you, Scorpla's playing chess online while she's playing. I was saying, could you put a link up to Andrew Kwood's website? Claire has been playing chess non-stop the last couple of days. It's fantastic to see, by the way. Absolutely fantastic to see. Oh, it's fine. It's fine. What I'll do anyway, with any links, I shall add links to the bottom of my YouTube channel. So anybody who wants to find Andrew Kwood's books, and of course check out Mighty Lancer Games. If you get the book from Mighty Lancer Games, you will get 10% off when they have them in stock on all their items, and you get 10% off if you become my patron. Now, that's about all I can do for today, to show you what I'm doing. Is there any questions before I say goodnight to you all? It's a very fast, quick show. I hope you are finding this chess set interesting. It will get even more interesting when you start seeing how big the board's going to be. And I don't know how I'm going to work that, because I've only got a certain amount of size on my table. Yay, she found it! World of Mir. If you're a goblin, of course, yes. So, is there any questions before I say goodnight to everybody? We hate you. Are you asking me a question, Scorpler? Go on then. Asher Richards, hello. Have you just popped in as I'm just about to say goodbye? Yes, I will pop onto Conan. I will pop on to Conan later tonight. What it is, you can blame Philippe. You can blame Philippe for the chess. You can play. I was enjoying my life with Conan. Philippe goes, "Why don't you join the online chess world, Mikey?" So what do? I join the online chess club, and then my life's gone AWOL. I think I've played nearly 30 games now. It's crazy, absolutely crazy. There says Philippe. I didn't say nothing. Philippe's like, no, want me? Nah. Everybody's playing chess, and it is. It's a fantastic game. It's absolutely wonderful. And what's beautiful about being able to play chess online is there is an AI, an artificial intelligence player, and it's very good. It's really, really good. And I hate him, and he cheats. But you can play online against your friends, but it's also one of those games where you can play against the computer, so you can actually learn slowly and build yourself up. What is brown and sticky? Go on then. What did you say? Can you roll back a move? So what you're saying is when I lost my game the other day on level 3, I could have cheated and gone back. A stick. Really, all of you? Yeah, Asher Richards. I didn't know you could do that. I hate you as well now. I nearly launched my PC out the window and I lost. I had a winning streak. I was on a winning streak of 22 games, and then of course I went to level 3, and I got wasted by the computer, and I was like, damn it. A couple of very choice words came out of my mouth. Okay, everybody, thank you all so much for popping on. Like I say, on Sunday we'll be back doing our WizKids, and I'll be doing my unboxing for my WizKids miniatures. So I shall say goodnight to everybody. I am going to take my little doggy for a walk, and we are having chicken for tea, I think. So loads and loads of love to everybody, and I will hopefully see you all on Sunday, and I'll chat to my goblins in Discord. So good night, everyone.